Thank you very much, Ignacio. Welcome, everyone. I guess that some guys are still speaking out there, so close the door. Okay, no problem. Well, thanks for coming, guys. I'm very impressed about the number of people and the diversity of people we have today here. It's a great success for us that the first Zentyal Summit is so attractive for you. And I want to thank you, all the people of Zentyal, like Carlos or Heidi, that are dealing with the logistics. But let's go to the speech. I have 20 minutes. I'm going to speak about reasons why partners and customers pick Zentyal. And when I say Zentyal here, I'm not telling only about Zentyal Server or Zentyal Cloud. I'm telling about Zentyal product and company, and even the community. So we are together in this, okay? Let's move on, and I'm going to review half dozen stories that back some reasons, talking about the reasons they told me, at least, or I guess they picked to pick Zentyal. Okay, some of them are here. So the people of Limerick or the guy of Itire, as you know, the press guy says, don't let the truth to spoil a good story. So if you see something that is not precise or just 100% true, we are together in this. Okay, so don't worry. We are talking about companies in public administration. We are talking about some partners and some customers. Well, first one, this is almost chronological, okay? Impro and OPAF is the province of Seville in Spain's public admin. They contacted us through the company who were developing initially Zentyal. It is called Warp. They called them actually, and they tell us by email, by phone, we are currently using Nobel. They were working with Nobel servers, okay? But we want to move from them because we are not really happy about the strategy of Nobel. Actually, a couple of years later, I don't know what is the strategy of Nobel. Maybe some of you can give me some light about it. And they were interested in some features of Zentyal, okay? Mainly this master-slave architecture for users and the file and printer sharing. They have, at the end, we set up for them the master-slave Zentyal office in 22 TAC offices and small councils, okay? And in brief, the main reason for them to pick us was that Zentyal was in all-in-one. Actually, currently they are evaluating how to extend some features of Zentyal to small councils. Okay, and an important thing that is important to mention, worth to mention, is proximity. As Ignacio pointed out during his talk, it's required for IT companies and for guys that develop software, that develop a product, to have someone who is close to the client, okay, who can deal with the client. With Limerick, actually, when they call us, we have a couple of guys in Ireland working from there, so it was a coincidence. But anyway, for the partners, it's actually important to be close to the customer, and for us, it's important to have a partner close to the customer, always. Well, these two are the first two reasons. We are an all-in-one, so when comparing with our even open source or more or less open source solutions like Nobel, in some cases we have more features than them, better integrated, and that's a reason to pick us. Proximity, whether directly or through partners, is another reason that when we do a deal, it can be on the table. The second example is talking about Itire. Itire actually is going to explain you a few, something about iBox, okay, the name they give to the Zentyal plus their own architecture with software and hardware, okay. And actually, I was a personal introduction, the contact with them. I meet Alejandro maybe 5 years ago, something like that, even before I was part of Zentyal. I have been working here the last 2 years and a half, okay. And they were comparing different open source solutions. For SMBs. We're very focused on SMBs and companies from 5 to 30 people. So at the end of 2008, they pick up Zentyal to set up this iBox solution. Again, the number of features and the integration was important compared to other solutions, but also, in this case, the personal relation, the confidence. this is not about the product itself, but again about the channel, about the partner channel. The final client needs to have someone who him relies on just to move on. So this is another reason that is not exactly about maybe the product itself, but something that is important to have in terms of the channel of partners. Okay. Well, Limerick City Council. This is funny. I mean, when I remind this, Tom Mackey called directly us. I mean, the city manager of a council in Ireland called us by phone. Okay, and he spoke with me. I don't know if you remember that conversation. For me, it was quite surprising because I was wondering what's in hell is a city manager. I mean, in Spain we don't have sadly city managers, you know. So what a city manager is calling me and asking me about Zentyal, and he's telling me that he's testing the product at home, something like that. My English is getting worse every time. I don't understand anything. And just after having the conversation on the phone, I was searching in internet saying it was a joke. It was I don't know what is a city manager, whatever. But they were very interested in move away from Microsoft products. Mihai explained it why. I mean, was not because only the open source advocacy that is important, but also because a pragmatic approach on pricing and power of negotiation power. But at the end, after almost 2 years of this, from the beginning of the relation in 2009, more than 2 years actually, we finalized with the migration from Microsoft, SBS, and Exchange to Zentyal. They talk about the project a few minutes ago, so it's not necessary to give more details. But what is important is one of the reasons maybe open source go through and going clients many times is because of the client or the system IT manager. In this case, even Tom Mackey, the city manager, top leadership, they are open source advocacies. And also, and very important, I think is worth to mention, is flexibility, adaptability, not only of the product, but also of the company. And I want to give you some details about this. When we started to work with Limerick, the product was called eBox Platform, and we have a groupware solution that was eGroupware. Okay, eGroupware was something that the community of Zentyal, of eBox Platform, suggested, something like 3 years ago, something like that, and was integrated. And we were trying to make eGroupware work for a while, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 9 months, something like that. And the people of Limerick told to the people of eGroupware, we called them as well, but we weren't able to make it work. So we needed a plan B, a B plan. And was Jorge Salamero, venture for us, that finally found an alternative. Okay, he worked very hard to find this alternative, and we were able to adapt and to move to quit eGroupware and to integrate Zarafa. So that Zarafa is and actually we have a very close relation with Zarafa, with the company that is behind Zarafa. So we were able, as a product, to be flexible enough to drop eGroupware, to deal with the community about how the reasons we drop eGroupware, integrate Zarafa, to talk with Zarafa, and be flexible enough to propose the B plan to Limerick. They were so kind to work with us and to take the risk and to move on. Another example, very different to others. It's not an SMB, it's not a council, it's not public administration. It's a medical equipment corporation, very huge company, Sweden. And the reason they discovered Zentyal, actually, these guys of Electa, was that the supplier that was developing the appliance for them, saw us, read us in Linux Format magazine, okay, in UK. These guys in 2009, if I don't remind wrong, they told that Zentyal Server, eBox Platform, was the best open source firewall in the market, worldwide, okay? And we start dealing with them, and I think this to be in the media, to have content, and to work with media to publish this stuff in the UK was something that allowed us to work with the people of Electa, with the R&D department actually that are in the UK, to develop something somewhere like a cancer and brain disorder medical security appliance. So it's an appliance that has a virtual machine that has a Microsoft server with Microsoft software, sorry, and Zentyal Server. And we deliver the whole solution working with them. Again, we are flexible, we adapt, we are able to work with the customer. And, well, the sixth reason for me is to be in the media. We have to be a popular product. We are, as Roberto Galoppini said at the beginning of today. Another example, we change the continent again, and we go to Nesol, to Brazil. These guys contacted us through the form of our website, of Zentyal.com. And they have more than 250 customers, more than 300 or between 300 and 400 servers, dozen people working, giving support to the customers. And they are currently moving from a Debian webmin-based solution to Zentyal. Okay, and we have been working with them in the last year and something to make Zentyal fit in their requests of the customers. But in this case, this is very, very popular as well. I mean, it's a very common reason. Some guys worldwide, we have more examples in South Africa, we have samples in Netherlands, Brazil, a couple of them, that people who has an own solution based on Debian or CentOS or something like that with webmin, and they realize they are not a product company, they are a service company. They want to give support, deliver support, and they don't have an R&D department. So what they do is to reach a partnership with us. They work with us to adapt the product if necessary, okay? Usually upstream. We are able to improve the product with this feedback, and at the end we have another 300 servers out there, okay? And a good partnership, gold partner like Nexol in this case. This is very common, again, people with an own solution, working with webmin, okay, and moving to solution. The features are important, and in this case, in the case of Nexol, was very important, very, very important, the user interface. We have improved it a lot in the last year from Zentyal 2.0, from Evox and even from Zentyal 2.0 to 2.2 in the user interface of Zentyal. They have this dozen of support technicians, okay, and to work with the user interface was easy, integrated. This kind of stuff was saving time for them, so earning more money, okay. And finally, the last example of this half dozen, and this 20 minutes plus questions. The name is not public yet. It's a partner in Korea, and I just got the email they sent us through the website, the partner form. They have been working with many security solutions, very well known, I think, Symantec, Indian, okay? But we have more features. Again, to be all in one is an advantage. I mean, to be not a nice product, but to be able to adapt to be a nice product if necessary is a good thing, okay? For them, pricing was also an important point, okay, because of the business strategy they are going to deliver in Asia, okay, mainly in Korea, obviously. And also to be able to deliver managed service, remote monitoring and management, through Zentyal Cloud. Okay, this is exactly the sentence they wrote to us. So at the end, to complement Zentyal with a RMM solution that is what is Zentyal Cloud, is important for SMPs worldwide to pick us and to deliver a new business for them. Okay, a new business in terms of they are kicking off a new business there in Asia. Okay, and this is the last reason. Just to make a quick review, no special order, to be all in one, proximity in terms of product and partners, okay? Personal relation, again, I'm talking about the channel, okay? To have this channel worldwide developed. If the client has an open source advocacy, this is very important because it's going to ease the relationship. To be flexible in terms of the product and the company, again, both stuff. To be in the media, obviously, to be a popular product is helping us to develop business. This moving from an own product based on Linux to a more standard solution like Zentyal. Okay, the user interface of Zentyal and Zentyal Cloud, and obviously we are an affordable product, open source solution. I think I have been moving quite fast. I think we have at least 5 minutes for questions, something like that. So, please. Sí. Uh-huh. Ajá. Okay, okay. Now, well, it's better. Well, the question is, you have told that Zentyal was published by Linux Format as the best open source firewall in the market. Okay, how's the user interface? Okay, how's the user interface? I will prefer to show the Zentyal user interface later on. Maybe Jorge or maybe whoever in the development wing. Actually, we have some seminars tomorrow, okay, to work with Zentyal. So maybe it's not a good moment for showing the interface just now. Any other question? In Spanish or English? Even in Portuguese, you can try. No more questions. Okay, I'm going to be available for all of you during today and maybe, I don't know, tomorrow. Depends on tonight. How is the party, you know. But thank you again. Thank you very much for your time.